I am speaking very slowly, and I want to share this with you. These were people we knew who used to live in college in a village near the city of Phoenix, Arizona. But their son got a job in the police. Because of training and joining the job, he had to leave that place and move toward the city. After completing 1 year of police training and then working for about 1.5 years, almost 2.5 to 3 years later, he decided to visit his village again. Inhale. He sat on a bus from the city. The stop for his village was on the highway, and from there he had to travel 7 to 8 kilometers inside. 2 small villages came in between. His family had already shifted to the city of Phoenix. Inhale. While he was on the bus, it broke down on the way, and he got 2 to 3 hours late. When he got off at the highway stop, there were usually rickshaws that went inside the village, but they only ran until a certain time at night. Inhale. Since he was late, there was no rickshaw there. He had no option, so he decided to walk. Inhale. He had a small bag with him, 3 or 4 pairs of clothes, and a box of sweets. He picked up the bag and started walking toward his village. Inhale. After walking about 3 kilometers, he reached the first small village. There were small shops there. He sat there for 10 minutes and smoked a cigarette. Inhale. Then he stood up and continued walking. After 2 to 2.5 more kilometers, he reached another village. Dogs started barking on the way. He picked up a stick to scare them away. Inhale. When he reached the village, the dogs started following him. He tried to hit them with the stick, but they kept coming closer. He became a little scared. It was night and no one was around. If the dogs attacked him, it would be a problem. Inhale. He started stepping backward. Behind him, there was an old broken house with a damaged gate. He moved back toward the gate. The dogs stopped and kept looking in another direction, as if they were not looking at him, but at someone else. Inhale. When he turned his neck to look behind, he saw a young girl, around 16 or 17 years old, coming out of the gate. She stood at the door and asked, "Who are you? What are you doing in front of my house?" Inhale. He got nervous and said, "I am from a village near Phoenix. My village is ahead. I came by bus, but it got late and there was no rickshaw, so I am walking. I stopped for a while and the dogs attacked me." When he told the name of his village, the girl asked, "Where in that village? Whose house are you going to?" Inhale. He told her the name of his cousin Emily and her brother Daniel, and said he was going to their house. He also told his own father's name. The girl tried to recognize him. She said, "I studied in the same school. Emily is my friend. You are her cousin?" Inhale. He said yes. She said, "If you don't mind, it's late and dogs are chasing you. The mosque is a kilometer ahead. You can stay at my house tonight and leave in the morning when it is light." Inhale. He felt surprised, but thought she knew his cousin, so maybe out of sympathy she was helping. She opened the door and he went inside. Inhale. Inside, the house was full of dust and trash, as if it had been closed for 3 or 4 years. Even the hand pump was covered in dust. He wondered how people lived here. Inhale. He moved forward and saw a veranda. In the middle, there was a cot, and a woman was lying there covered with a sheet. As he came closer, the woman removed the sheet from her face. It was the girl's mother. Inhale. She asked her daughter, "Who is he?" The girl said, "Mother, he is Emily's cousin. It is very late, so I told him to stay and leave in the morning." Inhale. The woman said, "All right, maybe he will help us someday." The girl pointed to another cot and said, "You can sleep here." Inhale. He placed his bag and lay down. He was tired and fell asleep quickly. In the morning, when sunlight came, he opened his eyes. Inhale. He looked at the other cot. There was no cot, no woman, no girl. He was sleeping in the veranda. There was a room inside, but he did not think it appropriate to open it. Inhale. He tried to use the hand pump, but no water came out. It seemed like it had not been used for 3 or 4 years. He picked up his bag and walked toward his village. Within half an hour, he reached. His relatives were surprised to see him so early. He told them about the bus being late, but did not tell them the full story about the house. After breakfast, he went out with his cousin Daniel to walk around the agricultural land. But something was stuck in his mind. He said, "Let's go back toward that village from last night." They walked toward that house. When they passed in front of it, he asked, "What kind of house is this? It looks completely abandoned." His cousin said, "No one has lived here for 2 or 3 years." They opened the gate and went inside. It was full of trash and dust. There was no cot. He opened the room. No one was there. His cousin said, "A girl named Sarah used to live here with her mother. 3 years ago, they were murdered." He was shocked. He told his cousin the entire story of the night. His cousin said, "Are you crazy? No one has lived here for 3 years. They were killed." Strange questions started rising in his mind. That afternoon, he lay down to rest. In his dream, he saw the same girl. She said, "We asked many people for help. No one helped us." Then, like a film, she showed him everything. Some boys from the village broke into their house. They tried to assault the girl. In self-defense, there was struggle, and they murdered her. When her mother tried to save her, they killed her too. They buried them in that same place. When he saw all this in his dream, he became disturbed. He said, "I will help them." Because he was in the police, he had some courage. The next morning, he started asking people. He went to the local police station in the area near Phoenix and asked about the murder case. He tried to reopen the old files. Being a police officer, he got some records. It was confirmed that 2 or 3 boys from the village were involved, but the case was closed and no final result came out. He said he wanted to reopen the case. The officer told him to leave it because those boys belonged to powerful families. But he did not agree. He noted their names and addresses. Within a week, it was known that he had them killed illegally because they were never punished by law. He arranged the murder of all 3 boys. After a week, when he returned home, he saw the girl and her mother in his dream again. They thanked him and said, "No one helped us, but you gave us justice. May you stay happy." It was a very strange punishment. If I ever share it with you, we will talk again.